We are just about ready. Cameron Dicker has the honors, and we are underway here at SoFi. And this opening dynamic kickoff not going to be returned. It'll come out to the 30-yard line. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. First run of the game here for Dameon Pierce. And right away he lost the football. And this is going to be a Raiders first down as he's got this up to the 40-yard line.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. Saw the linebacker Damone Clark coming through with a stop. 2nd and 5. That's caught by Tucker. And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers' 45-yard line. They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here. So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. They'll drop to throw. Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Damone Clark. And the Chargers will take over here as they get it up to the 43-yard line. Well, that is a quick lesson on how difficult this defense is to throw against. An interception on their initial drive of the ballgame.
Now we know why their offensive staff spent the entire week awake trying to prepare for this one, because you can't totally shy away from throwing the football. But at the same time, you're looking at them and going, where are the weaknesses? How are we going to move it?
One of the top defenses in the NFL for a reason. We just saw one example right there. Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's 2nd down.
It's always tough trying to keep your guy upright when he's trying to throw the football. When you're dealing with those big, bad guys on the defensive front, it's even tougher. And this time, those guys on the opposite side won the battle, getting to the quarterback and knocking him into an incompletion.
Herbert. That's complete. It's Ladd McConkey. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. That one a gain of 20 and a first down.
I don't care who you put on him. He's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe need some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
Quick throw here to Johnston. Only able to gain a couple there, and it'll be 2nd down. The Chargers at 13-2 on the year, and they were winners their last time out, so they'll be looking to make it 2 in a row.
And so much about football, partner, comes down to mindset, being in the right frame of mind, and the best way to get in that good frame of mind, winning. So they come in feeling good. They've got the home crowd behind them. I think they're going to be tough to beat in this one.
And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up 3rd down. Well, this defense for the Raiders, they were very strong last week in the win over Carolina.
It was a little bit enlightening talking with the defense coordinator about their performance last week, because the feeling was that it was a good, solid performance. They did what they needed to do to get the job done and get the win, but definitely a few lapses that they're looking to correct.
Look at the big fella go. And all the way in for a Charger touchdown. Kyle Pitts, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Chargers take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown. Extra point up and good by Dicker. And that makes the score 7-0. Here's Dicker now as he'll send this one away. And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. Now remember, the last time out, they threw the interception. That led to the touchdown, so now time to regroup.
It certainly is, and their goal right now as they go back out on the field, a calming drive, something that takes the ball, keeps it for a while, lets the defense relax a little bit, lets the offense regain confidence in their game plan.
Back to throw now on first down. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds. So give them 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and it'll be second down. Pierce now up the middle. And he's fortunate to get anything from that. Give him a yard up to the 49. When you talk about the defense for these Chargers, they were excellent in that win over the 49ers last week.
I just consider myself fortunate that I'm not in charge of the offensive line. They gave up 7 sacks last week. And if things don't improve in this game, head coach isn't going to be looking at the offensive line. He's going to look at the offensive line coach. And that's when things get dicey.
And that is incomplete. With the pressure there on third down, forcing the errant pass. Fourth down coming up.
That was their first third down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key third down throws.
He's going to let this one go deep. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out, and that will force a turnover on downs. Back to throw here, Herbert. Wright's got it. The result, only 4 yards there on the play, and that'll bring up second down.
That's a good job there by the corner. We do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing. But in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice, sure tackle.
So step off the 5 yards.
Yeah, partner, you know, defensive end, he wants to get into the offensive backfield. He wants that get off to be as fast as possible. A little too quick on that one.
A give up the middle to right. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. Able to get the 1 yard he needed, but nothing more. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Charger football to start quarter number 2. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now movement up front. I think they're going to get one of the Charger linemen. That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit. A false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. They'll work the middle here with Wright. Yeah, he'll work free from one tackle, but that's about all as he's taken down. Nick Herbig there on the stop.
Well, obviously they would have at least liked to have gotten back to the original line of scrimmage. Instead now, they're dealing with 2nd and long.
I thought they would have passed it after the penalty. Probably wish they would have now. Justin Herbert looking to pass. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
And that's where you're counting on a receiver's size being an advantage. They were hoping he could go over the top of a smaller DB and haul that one in. A good thought, but that time it didn't work out.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Pass hauled in by Johnston. And they'll get him down at about the 37, well short of the 1st. So now on comes the field goal unit, and wow, this is no ordinary try here. This from 54 yards away. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. And a tough ask here. They're going to go for it on 4th down and 9. They snap it to Herbert. A hit as he throws, and this is going to be incomplete. The 4th down play doesn't work for the Chargers. And the Raider D, they get the football back. They begin on the ground with Kamara. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43.
Now, Brandon, that's the way you want to run the football. There should almost be quote bubbles above the offense right now. Bam, boom, biff. That's how they feel good about moving the football.
Pierce takes it straight ahead. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down. That's some good tackling there to keep him short of that yellow line.
Yeah, defensively, all I'm thinking is that on that play, get me to 3rd down. Get me into a position where the field.
The play action fake. They'll look to throw. He's going to have the first down and more than that. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Give to Pierce. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. This one finds Pierce on the out route. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. So the completion good for 7 there. And that'll bring us to a 3rd and 4. He'll look to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
Like what I see so far out of this defense, because they've been showing their best coverages on 3rd down. So far, only allowed 1 conversion on a handful of attempts. One area of their game plan that they've executed to perfection.
2 minutes on the clock, second quarter, 7-0 ball game. The lead cut to just 4 as they kick it away and turn things over to their D. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. The Charger drive about to get going. And they're coming off a 4th down gamble that last drive that backfired CD, but really not as badly as it could. Their defense held up and only gave up 3 points.
And what they wanted to do is play off the momentum the defense gave them. Only giving up the 3 points in that situation after they failed on 4th down. Now they want to make it pay off. They want to pay homage to the defense and have their own drive pay off in points for themselves.
Herbert now. A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
Well, so far in this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on 1st and 2nd down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure or do they play coverage on this down?
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Here's Herbert. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
Well, touch and time are critical for those types of throws. He put a lot of zip on that one. Needed just a little bit more finesse trying to get it to his back.
On fourth down. The punt team is on as this is sent away. And a fair catch taken back near about the 35, 36-yard line. It's just a 32-yard punt with no return. And the Raiders will take over now, 1st and 10. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And it's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3-point CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. That's complete to Pierce. They get 6. That'll leave him with 3rd and 4.
I think he just wanted to give the ball to one of his playmakers to see if they can make something happen, but he ends up throwing into a crowded area. And after the catch, he isn't able to do much with it.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. That's underneath to Pierce. And he won't get close. Only a yard, 4th and 3. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop him with a tick under a minute to go before half. They'll try and throw for it here. He's going to get that to his running back out of the backfield. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. A curious decision to go for it, but it pays off with a 1st down. Again, he'll drop to throw. Over the middle, hooks up with the tight end Bowers. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Now a 1st down carry. It's Kamara. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the 2nd quarter. 2nd and 4. Oh, and that is incomplete.
Well, they have that one slipped out defensively. That's a tough one to connect on when you got multiple defenders in the area, and it winds up incomplete.
This will be the 8th play of the drive here. 3rd and 4. He'll look to throw. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. Now the Raiders going to burn their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. He'll drop to throw. Touchdown Raiders! Brock Bowers as the first half is winding down. And the Raiders have taken the lead here in the final stages of this first half. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead is now 10-7. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The Charger drive about to get going. And with 7 seconds remaining, not much time to really do anything. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. Flush to his right. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. A final shot before the break for Herbert. He's going to take a shot at the end zone. Why not? And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Trayvon Merrick. And nothing comes of this last-ditch attempt at points as time will run out on this first half. First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Chargers 7.
And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. A good, tight football game thus far. 10-7 the score as we resume action on EA Sports. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, still a good return. They'll start the drive right around the 37. The Charger drive about to get going. And they're still very much in this game, although they do trail. What's the game plan, Charles, for the second half?
It might be a little counterintuitive because most people will think losing equals passing the ball more, but I've established the running game. They kind of went away from it in the first half, but then if they get back in balance, it'll help them when they put the ball back in the air.
25 yards that time.
Certainly no settling into the drive there. They came right out on the first play and attacked the middle of the field for a big gainer and a first down.
Out of the gun, Herbert. He's got another one to Johnston. They'll head out of bounds inside the 10. Mark it down at the 9. Give him 30 yards there. The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's first and goal from just inside the 10. And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. A shotgun snap for Herbert. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. So that one a hold right guard.
And you understand why offensive and defensive linemen probably go to martial arts schools and work on their hands so often, because that can be the make or break difference on a play. This time he had to grab a jersey in order to make the play happen. Got caught for the penalty.
Here's Herbert. And fights him off. But now he's swallowed up and taken down. Finally hauled down for the first time this game. Multiple defenders in there to drop him.
Well, there's still time to rectify this situation, because the silver lining, they took a sack on first and goal. But that close to the goal line, that still definitely hurts.
Herbert. He's got his pass-catching tight end. That's Pitts. They'll still have a third and goal now despite picking up 13 yards on that pass play. And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here.
A bit of a jump there, CD. He breaks the line, and that'll be 5 yards. And you've got to stay more disciplined than that, Brandon. That's just a free gift to the offense.
So now after the penalty, they'll try again here on third and goal. And he's in for a Charger touchdown. From 6 yards away. And the Chargers have retaken a third-quarter lead. Extra point up and good by Dicker. And the lead is now 14-10. Now after the Dicker field goal, he's back out ready to send it away. And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And they'll be working from behind now following the touchdown a moment ago on the opening drive of the half.
I think the guys right now, as they go out on offense, they're zeroing in on one big key. They don't have to do anything differently just because they're down on the scoreboard now. The intent is still the same in what they plan to do on offense.
Here's 2nd and 7. And they'll go right back to Pierce. And he'll get about 3 up close to the 35.
I have to think a major focus at the halftime means had to be figured out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secure before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level. You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. You can just kind of sense the momentum turning here. It's 1st and 10. They'll pound it up the middle with Kamara. And very little there. He might have gotten a yard. Yeah, I think he got a yard to the 41. Now we're at the 41, 2nd and 9. Looking to throw. His throw incomplete. Now play number 7 of this drive, but it's a tough 3rd and 9. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
I think it's safe to say that he's made some questionable decisions out there so far. Forcing throws into tight coverage. He's already been picked off in this game. 4th down now, but he was fortunate on that one not to have another turnover on his ledger.
And that one's not going to get there. Not enough juice. An ambitious effort, but it's well short. And that will keep this a 4-point game.
Well, Brandon, anything beyond 50, you start rolling the dice a bit. And once you get up around 57, 58 yards, the chances of making it go down dramatically. And sure enough, this one winds up no good.
The Charger drive about to get going. Good drive last time. Really effective passing the football. Do you maybe mix it up, now go to the ground game and surprise the defense a little bit?
I would anticipate the defense making some changes, but I wouldn't necessarily just absolutely go in the opposite direction. They're doing so well throwing the ball.
Yeah, why
I wouldn't change it up until they showed me a reason to do so.
A false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Justin Herbert looking to pass. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. From the shotgun, here's Herbert. Throwing middle, and it's complete. 2 yards on the pickup there. And it'll be a third and about 13.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. And he'll only get this to about the 44 as they stop him short of the line to gain. The offense staying out. They're going to go on 4th and 2. He's got his running back out of the backfield. The 20. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. Wow, 1st and goal, and defensively all they can do is shake their heads. Not only did they allow the conversion, but a big play as well. So a moment to catch our collective breath after the 4th down conversion. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL. And it's... So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. They'll run out of the gun with Wright. He fights his way in for a Charger touchdown. Jalen Wright, his 16th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Chargers are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this 4th quarter lead. Extra point up and good by Dicker, and that makes it a 21-10 game. So after the touchdown, here's Dicker out to kick this one off. And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And the script really is flipped for them. The momentum on the other sideline, and now they have to try and battle back from a 2-score deficit. And he'll get this to the 32. And the trend continues here in the 4th like it was in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. The bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at 3rd down. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the 1st. On play action, they'll throw. He's got his target. That's complete. On the move past the 40. And finally taken down at the 34. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Got to the sideline, and it's intercepted. The CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Flushed out right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. Got a man, it's caught at the 6-yard line. And he takes it in for a Charger touchdown. A great effort there. He scored on the ground and through the air. And the Chargers extend their 4th quarter lead, and they are closing in now on a 14-win campaign. Here's Dicker now as he'll send this one away. And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback, and we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And certainly starting to appear that they might finally be about to suffer that first loss of the season. What a heck of a run through 3 months, though, but they trail big here. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And this is incomplete. Oh, looked like he had a pretty good line on that one. That would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in.
And this is a situation where as a head coach you're just saying, what else could go wrong? Let's get it all out of our system, please. This has been a sloppy game throughout. The execution has been lacking. A lot of mistakes, both mental and physical. And here's a big play that goes by the wayside.
That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. They'll come to the line needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. They'll go to the air here on 3rd and 2. That is caught. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. The pickup goes for 16 and a Raider first down. They'll look to throw again. Eluding the pressure right. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. So apparently some grabbing there in the middle of the O-line.
I've often wondered why that doesn't happen more often for guys that play center. Having to snap the ball and then trying to get your hands into the proper position, that's difficult to do. He got caught that time.
They'll set up the screen now to Kamara. They'll give him 4 yards there, and that will bring up 2nd down.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
Back to throw again. Throw over the middle is taken in by Dell. It's going to be a nice pickup, but he also takes a pretty good lick at the end of that one. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And the Chargers rush is going to get there. Down he goes. It'll be a loss of 8 on the sack, and it's going to lead him to 4th down. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. Escaping the pressure right. Short throw caught by Bowers. And he is trying to get to the marker. Going to depend on the spot, but I'm not sure he got there, and he did not. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and it'll be a turnover on downs. The Charger drive about to get going. Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard, but they've scored on 3 consecutive possessions, 3 consecutive drives, and I'm sure that they would like to keep that streak going here and continuing to pull it on.
And things have gotten that way in the NFL, haven't they, partner? Because in the old days, people would, they'd get off the gas a little bit, right? But now, people continue to accelerate, but we'll see what they decide to do as they come out with this one. But the way that this game has gone, they've got to be awfully happy with their execution overall.
And that's going to be good for a Chargers first down as he's got this up to the 45-yard line. Hate to be blunt, but it is just continuing to prove to be the case that this O-line is manhandling this D-line right now.
They deserve to roll up their sleeves and show up their biceps because they're doing exactly what you just described, manhandling the defensive front. They've got the leverage, they're powering through, and they're controlling this game.
And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. On the run, this is J.K. Dobbins. And a short gain down to about the 33. All right, so they got that one, Charles, against the center.
And let's remember how difficult it is for the center, because remember, he's got to snap the ball to put the play in motion, and sometimes you got that big guy on your nose. You got sometimes where he's coming at you at an angle. It's a difficult job for him to snap the ball and then execute his block.
With the late lead, Herbert's going to throw it. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And it's intercepted at the goal line. And the Raiders are going to get the football here at their own 23. Well, these defensive coaches, they sure like what they've got in this rookie corner. And with good reason, as you saw there.
He only cost him a day 2 pick, and a lot of people thought he had first-round ability. But when he was available on draft night, that was one where you didn't need the full time to make the selection. You call that pick in early, and he shows why he was so coveted with that interception there.
And incomplete on the deep ball.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
One final shot. They'll look to throw. And this will be incomplete. 1 second left to go.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw break out on 3rd down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. Dancing to his left, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Well, somebody lit a fire under that offense during the break, Charles. Remember, they trailed at intermission. They come out, they have the big second half, and that lifts them to the victory.
And Brandon, trailing at halftime, we always talk about teams making adjustments. You know what the best adjustments usually are? It's just executing